Now, once we start getting into these organic objects, of course, everything's going to be curved a lot of the time. Nice straight edges are a little bit easier to deal with because they're all lined up nice and straight. But these curved edges can sometimes bring their own problems with them. The main thing we're going to deal with in this video is chopping up edges or adding segments. When you're modeling, you're always going to want to be adding a segment every once in a while. You're never going to be able to guess correctly how many segments you need to start with. And when you're extruding segments out of certain areas, you're just never going to really be able to guess how many segments you need. So you're going to need to be able to go back and add them. I've got a cylinder here with a bend modifier on it, and I've collapsed it down to an edit poly. And it should give us kind of a good feel for an organic shape. And the first thing I'm going to do is go through here, and I'm just going to select right through here and rotate this guy around. There we go. I think I've got the top piece. Yep. I've got that very top piece. I'm going to go ahead and delete that, and you can see that I missed some polygons. I just selected through. There we go. And get rid of those guys. Alright, let's double check. Okay. And I'm going to delete some polygons here on this so that I get something that's kind of similar to an edge extrude that I could do just to give us a feel for organic modeling. I'm going to go to edges, and let's talk about some commands. Some of these were covered in the first class, so I'm briefly going to go over them. If you want to select rows of edges, either going this way or all the way around, and you want to do it quickly, you can go to ring and loop. And basically ring selects around. You can see if I select this one and hit ring, it's going to select all the way around. And click that guy again. Loop is going to select all of these all the way around. So for instance, if I wanted to extrude that piece, that particular loop, don't want this one, don't want this one, for my little experiment. If I want to extrude this, I can hold down shift and just extrude that up, and I could get the right axis here, scale this out, and that's how I could continue modeling from that particular piece. Now, we're going to talk about the chopping up of these edges here. So I'm going to go back here and select this particular piece right here, and it's going to select all the way around. If I hit ring, you can see all the way around. Now let's say we want another edge running through the middle of it. That of course would be connect, which will add that edge, and then I can add more edges. Pinch we've already talked about, and slide we've already talked about. So those we've talked about. That's the connect feature. But let's talk about some other ways of cutting these pieces. I could go, and for this I don't need these particular pieces selected, so I'm going to click off of them. I could go down here to, where is it? Edge, and cut. I could click on this, and I could cut these myself. You'll see my cursor's going to highlight over them, and I could cut those myself. Now I don't have to stick to just that particular row of polygons. I could cut all the way around if I wanted to, and you right click to make it let go, and I've made a new cut. Now I could bevel out from that, do whatever I want from that. The issue we usually run into with cut is it's not particularly straight lines. You can turn on your snaps, but for something that's curved like this, you're not always going to get straight lines. That's cut. I can go to the slice plane, this one. Now for this you have to select the polygons that you want to cut. Actually I'm on edges right now. Let me select the edges that I want. This one, whoops, this one, this one, this one, and this one, let's say. Yeah. And I'm going to move up. You'll see that slice plane. Oh, actually, I just figured out something. This is new in the latest version of Max. I don't need to select those planes or those edges. I can just go to Slice Plane and move it up, and you'll see it's going to slice where this red line is, which is where that yellow plane is cutting through my object. And I can slice wherever I want. But that's only going to give me a straight line, however I can rotate this plane. So if I was to say slice and then turn this off, you can see that I have a new edge running through there. That's the slice plane feature. Now, there is an advantage to slice plane that I'll show you. I'll hit slice plane, and let's this guy rotated straight. I've got yeah, okay. Rotate this guy around a little bit and get him a little bit straighter. I could go to split and highlight that and hit slice, turn off slice plane, and now if I go to grab these polygons up here, which I just made, you can see I can lift them off, and I missed one on the other side. But you can, it's actually split, and that's going to show up as an error unless that's what you want. But a lot of times we do want to cut pieces off our object, and that's how we do it. That's the slice plane split button highlighted. Make sure you turn that off before using slice plane again, or you're going to get errors. I'm going to undo that. So I got to turn that off before using slice plane again. The last one is quick slice, and you can see quick slice works better when I select the polygons I want here. Let me get my polygons selected since I'm in polygon mode. There we go. And quick slice. And you can see that line running through there, and I'm actually moving it with my mouse. And it's basically a quicker version than the slice plane. Works good in some circumstances. I tend to use the slice plane because the quick slice can get a little bit squirrely. But you can see once I click again, now I've made that slice right there. That's quick slice. Okay? So you need to get good at deciding where you want to divide up your edges, and you need to know how to divide them up. And that should give you some different ways to either add segments or chop up segments that